Welcome to another video by Day Night Gaming. Now this is part 5 in an ongoing series in which I'll be showcasing a beginner's guide to crafting in the MMORPG known as Final Fantasy XIV. Alright, so in this part of the video I'm going to be discussing skill optimization as well as skills that synergize well with each other. So let's go ahead and open up a craft. I guess I'll make this item, that's fine. Alright, so now you always want to have certain skills up when you can, when you're manually crafting. Now, when you get a skill like Comfort Zone, this is one of those skills that will always net you extra CP. So it costs 66, but if you generate all its turns, which is 10 turns, you will generate an 80 CP. So you will actually gain CP over the cost of this. So this is a really good ability to use. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with Comfort Zone. Or actually I'm going to use Initial Perforations, but this is a high level skill. Now, actually I'm going to use Tricks of the Trade first. Whenever Tricks of the Trade is up, as long as it's not going to interfere with my other skills, like right now is a good time, I'm going to go ahead and use it because this is also one of those skills that will net me free CP. And CP is very important. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. When using that will give me 20 CP for the cost of 0. Alright, so like I said earlier, I'm going to use Comfort Zone. Alright, now another skill that I always like to have up is Inner Quiet. So as this goes up in stacks, your boost to control will go up to a maximum of 3k. So this is very powerful, and I'll be discussing more about this later when I discuss synergizing skills. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that now. Alright, now let's look at skills like Steady Hand. So Steady Hand 2, the one that I'm going to be using, you gain at level 37 as a goldsmith. This skill is extremely powerful, and I use it very often. It improves the action success rate by 30% for the next 5 steps. Very, very strong, especially when you're using skills like Hasty Touch, which have a low success rate. Combining Steady Hand and Hasty Touch, or Hasty Touch 2. So for Hasty Touch, you're going to get an 80% chance after that, because it's at 50. And for Hasty Touch 2, you're going to get a 90% chance. So this is really strong. But it's even more stronger with skills like Preparatory Touch, which already has a success rate of 70%. So it's now going to be 100% chance to succeed. So I extremely like using this skill. I use it very often. Another skill that's actually really strong is Ingenuity, or Ingenuity 2. And what this does is it lowers the recipe level for the next 5 steps. Extremely powerful. This is obtained at Blacksmith level 50. Another strong one is Innovation. This increases control by 50% for the next 3 steps. And it also stacks with Inner Quiet. And then Great Strides. It doubles the efficiency of the next touch effect active for only 3 steps. Anyway, so I'm going to use Steady Hand 2. Okay, that's going to boost my success rate on my next set of skills by 30%. So now I'm going to use Preparatory Touch, right? So now this has 100% chance to succeed. So there's no risk for me to use this if I have Steady Hand 2 activated. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And what this is going to do is going to increase my Inner Quiet stack by an extra 1. So instead of going just to 2, this is going to go to 3. Extremely powerful. Alright, so as you can see there, it went up to 3. Alright, so when I'm not macro crafting and when I'm doing things by hand, most of the time, when I have Steady Hand by itself up, and I don't have any other buffs like Ingenuity or Innovation or whatnot, whenever I see Tricks of the Trade, I like to use it. Because Steady Hand 2 costs 25 CP. So if I use this, that means this only used 5 CP, basically. right? So of course it would use one of my turns, so instead of this saying next 5 steps for 25 CP, it technically says next 4 steps for 5 CP. That's really good. I'm gonna go ahead and use that. Alright, so I still have 3 actions on my steady hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Preparatory Touch again. So that's now at 5, and I still have 2 more. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it one more time. Alright, so this takes up 2 or 20 durability instead of 10. So if I was to use this one more time, I would break the item. But I have another skill over here called Prudent Touch that has a success rate of 70%. So using it in conjunction with Steady Hand, it's gonna be a 100% success rate. So that's really good. And it increases quality at half the durability cost. So I really like this skill as well. I'm gonna use that. Alright. So as you can see here, I need to get some durability back because I'm running really low. So I'm gonna go and use Master's Mend 2. Right. That's 160 CP, which is really efficient to gain 60 durability back. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. So here we go, I'm at 75, quite a lot of durability. So now I'm going to discuss with you Byregot's Blessing. So Byregot's Blessing, this is an extremely powerful ability. It eats up all your inner quiet stacks, but you get 20% control bonus for each stack. So it's going to use it all up, but it's going to shoot this bar up really high. This skill makes HQing abilities really easy. Now it's obtained at level 50 for all crafters. Okay, so whenever I do this, first off, it has a success rate of 90%. Regardless of what the skill is, I always like to make sure I have Steady Hand active to make sure that when I use this, I don't fail it. Because once I use it, all my inner quiet stacks that I've spent turns accumulating will be destroyed. So I must turn this into 100%. Alright, so before that, so let's look at this. So I actually messed that up. This should be Steady Hand 1. So Steady Hand 1 improves action success rate by 20% for the next 5 steps. So I use that. So I'll have 5 steps on this. So okay, activate that, 5 steps. Next, I'm going to activate Ingenuity 2. That's going to lower the recipe level for the next 5 steps. So anything I do from here on out while Ingenuity 2 is up, when it comes to affecting progress or quality, it's going to be much more potent. Alright, so now I'm going to use Innovation. Increases control by 50% for the next 3 steps. So that's going to increase this stat right here. So as you can see, it's quite a large amount. Okay, then I'm going to use Great Strides. That's going to double the efficiency for the next touch action. Active for 3 steps. So Byregot's Blessing actually counts as a touch action because it affects quality. Alright, so first let's take a look. We have HQ 14%. Right, that's about right there. So now I'm going to activate my Byregot's Blessing, and it's going to eat up all these inner quiet stacks, but it's going to be boosted by all these skills that I've activated previously. Right, so Innovation, Steady Hand, Ingenuity, and Great Strides are all going to boost this Byregot's Blessing. So let's watch this. I'm going to go ahead and click that now. And bam, all the way up to 100. Of course, I lost all my inner quiet, but very potent. Now, when your quality is at max, if you have this skill called Reuse, which is obtained at level 74 for all crafts, I know that's a really high level, but when you click this, and of course it's a chance, you don't always get this active, but right now I have it active, so it's perfect timing. When I use this, I'm going to get my first ingredient that I put into making this item back to me. So the top ingredient, but only one of them. So here we go, I'm going to go ahead and click Reuse. Okay, so now I need to go ahead and finish this progress. So I'm going to use careful synthesis 3 because it's a 100% success rate, and I don't have a steady hand active at the moment, so I'm going to use that. Alright, so up there. Okay, now I currently have no skills active, right? So using any skill right now will not interrupt any other skill, which is really good. So I shouldn't have to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now. I'm going to activate Comfort Zone so that I'm constantly generating CP. Now normally when I'm at the home run section of the item, I generally won't use this, but I just wanted to show you that during uninterrupted times it's good to go ahead and activate that. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and use Careful Synthesis 3 again. As you can see, I'm now starting to generate my CP back. I'm going to go ahead and use Tricks of the Trade because once again, I'm not interrupting anything. Alright, so now would also be a good time that I can activate one of these manipulation skills. Right, so these go after each turn. It repairs some durability, and while I don't actually have to do this, I'm going to go and do this now because it's good to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Manipulation 2, and I'm going to get 5 durability after every turn for the next 8 steps. And because I didn't have any steady hand abilities up or anything, this isn't going to affect any combo, which is really great. So now as you can see here, every time I click something, these ticker markers are going to go down and the effects are going to happen. So I'm going to go and use Steady Hand 2 now. Okay. And another ability that works really well with Steady Hand 2 are these abilities like Rapid Synthesis, which you get at level 15 armor, or Rapid Synthesis 3 or Rapid Synthesis 2. Now, Rapid Synth 3, I think every class gets it at level 64. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. And this has an efficiency of 600%. So it's a huge amount of efficiency. Its success rate is 60%. So 60 plus 30 is 90. So there is a little bit of chance to fail. So keep that in mind. And it also uses double the durability. So instead of 10, it's going to knock me down by 20. But because I have a manipulation skill in the background helping me out, I'm going to get some of that back. So go ahead and use Rapid Synth. And as you can see here, large amount of progress activated. Okay, so, I don't have to do this. I could end the craft right now. But, I always like to show that activating Tricks of the Trade when Steady Hand 2 is active, it's still a good idea, because like I said, that makes Steady Hand 2 only cost 5 basically. Alright, I didn't have to do that because all I really need to do is Careful Synth, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Now, actually before I do that, another thing you could do while you're doing your progress is Ingenuity. That helps out a lot too. That'll make your progress go a lot farther, so I'm going to activate that. Alright, so I successfully created the item. Alright, now I would like to talk to you about macros. Now, macros are very, very useful when it comes to crafting. That's pretty much the only time I use it. I don't really use macros when I'm playing a combat job, but when I'm doing crafting, I love using them. So the way you can find them is over here in System, and then you go to User Macros. That'll open that up. Okay, and then you click a slot. So I'm gonna go ahead and make one. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make that there. Click that to choose an icon. I'm gonna go ahead and use that icon. Actually, no. I'm gonna use. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna use that icon. Then you put the name. So Byregot's Blessing. Okay. I've already made this, but yeah. Okay, so as you can see here. Alright, so this is how it works. So /AC space quotation mark, very important. Type in the name of the skill. So in this case, I'm gonna have steady hand. Quotation again, space. I don't know what that's called. Pac-Man symbol? Yeah. Wait, period, the time in seconds. So in this case, 2. I don't know. Pac-Man symbol. So this line of code right here will do steady hand 1. If I wanted to do steady hand 2, space II, and in capital letters. So there you go. But I want steady hand 1. So steady hand 1. Okay. Now as you can see here in the next one, I have ingenuity 2 at wait 0.3. That's because not all skills have the same timer, right? Some actually take longer to activate than others. So ingenuity 2, I recommend 3 seconds. Innovation, 2 seconds. Great strides, 4 seconds. Byregot's blessing, also 4 seconds. Now this is for extremely fast internet. If you have slower internet, okay, you want to use higher numbers. So 3 seconds or 4 seconds, or it should be 2. Okay, very important to take note of. Okay, if you think your internet is slow, or if you think your computer or PlayStation lags a bit, maybe doesn't have enough RAM or whatnot, you want to upgrade these numbers. Okay. Alright, so there I made this macro and I'm going to show you it in action. I'm going to go ahead and make the same item that we made earlier. I'm going to make this Dwarven Mithril Ring. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and synthesize. Alright, once again I'm going to be doing all this by hand. So start off with initial preparations. Alright, I got activated Tricks of the Trade. I'm going to activate Comfort Zone because I don't really have anything else to do. Okay. I'm going to activate Inner Quiet. And generally this is like my string of skills that I'm going to do in the beginning. Alright, so now I have things that can branch off. So I'm going to go ahead and do Steady Hand 2, like before. Use Preparatory Touch. Activate this a couple times. Then I'm going to go ahead and use Prudent Touch. Alright, so I didn't activate Tricks of the Trade at all, which is actually very unlucky, but it's fine. Then I'm going to go ahead and Master's Mend 2. Okay, now I'm going to use that macro that we made earlier, and it's going to go down the list and hit all 5 of these abilities for me in order. I'm going to go ahead and click that one button, and we're just going to sit here and watch it do its thing. So as you can see there, it's go ahead and it activated all the buffs, and now it's going to activate Byregot's blessing. Boom! There you go. So I knew I was going to do all these in succession anyway, so having a macro do it for me saves me a little bit of ease. All right, so that did it all for me. Now I just got to finish off progress. Now I'm gonna do some other skills. So let's see, Steady Hand's still active. Ingenuity 2 is still active. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Rapid Synth 3. And there you go. Because I had Ingenuity 2 up, that powered up my Rapid Synth 3 a lot higher than it did in the previous craft. So I wanted to show you that. Alright, now let's say your stats are in an extremely high area to the point that no matter what you do, your chance of crafting an item HQ is really high. I have a macro that can completely create items. So let's see what kind of items I want to make. You know what? Let's make yeah. Okay, let's go and do that. So I'm going to make, let's go to Leatherworker. And in this part, I'm going to make think I have the materials for that. No, not leather worker. Let's go. You know, let's go back to Weaver. So I'm gonna go ahead and build this Dwarven cotton beret. Oh wow, I need sea swallow leather. You know what? Let's go ahead and buy some real quick. Sea swallow leather. I need one. Just buy this one. It's cheap. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna buy all these. They're pretty cheap. Whatever. Now, normally I would recommend teleporting to whatever zone that you need to teleport to. That way you don't have to pay the tax. But, you know, because I want to make this video fast, I'm not going to teleport around. Alright, so let's go ahead and make this cotton beret. So, go ahead and put in the materials. Synthesize. Okay. Now I'm going to have this macro completely do everything for me. So this makes it much easier. I've already done all the math. So, you know, because of my stats and my CP, I have enough CP to fully do the whole craft. Right, without having to worry about it. And I have enough stats that it will automatically be HQ, no matter if I had 0 HQ items or whatnot. I'm going to click this macro, and it's just going to go ahead and do everything for me. So this saves me a lot of time, because when I'm manually clicking abilities, it could take me longer than the computer can process all this stuff for me. Now that's a bit different than when you're playing a battle class, but when it comes to crafting, you know, looking around to see what buttons I have to press could take longer than just having the computer do everything for me. So as you can see there, I still had a lot of CP left over, and the craft was able to completely do everything for me, or the macro. Alright. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider smashing that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe and ring that bell for notifications on future videos that I might be posting. And until next time, take care. Goodbye.